Hey guys, it's Archelaus here. I'm so glad to be with you. Today we're talking about the importance of the ego in finding your purpose. I had a dear friend over this morning and we were talking about the ego. She was just reading in the Seth books how there was a metaphor used about a tree and the tree bark being the ego, and how it's thin, but it's on the outside. It's, you know, providing a structure. But if the ego were to become too solid, too constricting, it would not allow all that juicy inner stuff to be flowing, like the sap, which is, you know, and all the other fluids and all the other soft tissue that's going on in there. If the ego became too rigid or too thick, then it would kind of stop all that other stuff from working. But is it necessary to keep the tree from harm? You know, is it necessary to allow the tree to grow tall and sturdy? Yes. So there is some debate about this, because there are some people out there who say the ego is bad, you don't want an ego, you know, an ego is harmful, living from your ego is a negative thing. And I can think of Eckhart Tolle, who's really one for dissolving the ego. However, I see the ego in a different way. It doesn't make anyone else's opinion wrong, it's just different. So I think of the ego as, there's sort of two parts. One is the constructed ego, where that is the part of us that has a false sense of ourselves. We're not in touch with who we really are and what we really believe. We're really creating a false persona based on who we think we should be because of what society has told us as we've been growing up. So what the church told us to be, what our teachers told us to be, what our parents wanted us to be. We have formulated an opinion that we should be a certain way to please those other people and to fit in with society. That's the constructed ego, because we create that here. That part can dissolve. That part is not real. That can go away. But our real ego, our real personality, is really just the expression of who we are as this, as a body, as a mind, as this physical entity that we are right now. And it's our preferences, right? It's what we like versus what we don't like. We all have preferences, and those are all really important. So our real ego is the part of us that's merging the spirit with the body. It's the part that's interfacing with this reality that's outside of us. And along with that, we have a certain way of being in the world. We talk a certain way, we use our hands a certain way, we want a certain color of something, we like certain foods. All these preferences that we have, it's good to know, because our preferences are kind of a natural extension of our soul energy. Our soul energy is creating us. We are soul, we are that energy, but as we interface with all this created reality around us, we want to know our purpose for being here, right? We want to know why we're here. We want to live out our best life based on our soul's purpose, right? And we want to know what that is. Why am I here? Well, if you look to your preferences and what you like to do, you can find out. There's no separation between your ego and your soul. There isn't. Even in the constructed ego, because you are your soul, you are creating that, right? So if we stop thinking of the ego as bad and we start thinking of it as the way we interact with our reality, then it just becomes a tool for expressing our soul energy. So notice what you like. That is a really good way to find out your life's purpose or your soul's purpose based on your ego. What do you love to do? What is your preference for spending your time? What is your preference for how you look? What is your preference for your food? Who do you love to spend time with, and what do you like to talk about? Those are all really big clues as to what your purpose is. Because seriously, folks, your purpose is to be you. Your purpose is to express your soul through this format. Always, always, always. Your soul is giving you information constantly about who you are and why you're here. And it's doing that through your preferences, through your ego, in the moment. So instead of meditating and waiting for your higher self or your soul to tell you why you're here, figure it out by living your life. So on a day-to-day basis, if you're not feeling inspired, are you doing enough to be inspired? Are you trying new things to see what you like to do? Are you meeting or talking to enough people so that you know who you like and who you don't like, and what you like to talk about? This is very important. If you are not an active participant in your life, it's going to be very hard to find out what your purpose is and to start living it. Because living your soul's purpose, your life purpose, it's about expressing yourself to the fullest degree that you possibly can. And unless you're invested, unless you're doing life, living life, trying new things, being yourself, expressing yourself, you're never going to feel fulfilled unless not doing anything or being silent or doing that kind of non-connection is what makes you fulfilled. So there's no right or wrong about what to do, what not to do, but if you have to let your feelings guide you. If you're not happy where you are, try something new, try something different, even if you don't know if you're going to like it. Even if you think you might not like it. If you've never tried it before, give it a shot. You know, you can even treat this as a game. You can start recording things in a journal of things you've tried and your reactions to it. So note your preferences on everything and go where your preferences are high more often. If you love researching natural foods, find more of that. Read more books about that. Start a book group if you want to meet people who also like to read about that. Go to the library when they have lectures about it. Tour around in natural food stores and check out their events. You know, lots of natural food stores have meetings and lots of resources. Get to know some nutritionists. You know, start going to a gym, and you'll see that if you follow your preferences, if you allow that to be in your life more, everything kind of spurs from that. You have to be grateful for what you do have in order to have more. So just knowing what you like and what you don't like is so huge that if you just add a little bit more of what you do like into your life, it balloons really fast. But you're the one that has to make that effort and notice what it is that lights you up and what doesn't. And that's how you can use your ego to find your purpose. So it's not about just meditating and expecting all those big answers to come into your head. It's about living your life and knowing in the moment if you like something or if you don't, and following what you like, adding more of that to your life. That is what brings more purpose and more fulfillment to you in no time. Okay? I really hope that helps. So a lot of you ask me how you can transform your life really quickly. If you do this, just imagine, you know, in a couple of months you wake up and your whole day is filled with stuff you love to do. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be amazing? Yes, I can tell you that that is amazing when you wake up and your schedule is filled with stuff that you love to do. It's very, very possible to have that happen for you too. So just note what you like and add more of that to your life. And that is, of course, using your ego to find purpose, right? I hope this helps. Lots and lots of love from me. Bye, guys.